Good morning, everybody. I had a wonderful weekend. I hope everyone else had a wonderful weekend. I worked the first half of the Cycle Oregon Thai Valley Rally over the weekend, and I tell you, I really need to get to Eastern Oregon more often. Um, it's just stunningly beautiful out there, like the hills and the skies, and it's just gorgeous. And then driving back on I-84 through the Columbia Gorge west of the Dalles, it's just, there were so many times I was like, I should just pull over and stop and take a picture and just sit here for a few minutes because this is just awesome. But I was tired. I'd been up since 5 o'clock in the morning working all day. So I think next weekend I might come back Monday morning instead of hurrying up and driving back Friday. It depends on if I can camp overnight. But we'll see. But I really needed that, like, the Cycle Oregon fix, because it's been 2 years since we've had an event. And it went really smoothly. We had very few issues. It was mostly just kind of routine stuff. I think we sagged all of like 8 people the whole weekend, if that. I mean, that's a high estimate. We only had one rider that crashed with some scrapes and bruises and felt like going back to camp. So treated them on course and sent them back to camp. Nothing major though, just ate shit on a gravel road. Like, yeah. And I just remembered that chat is not start from the bottom, so I have to make sure I'm not blocking chat out here. Anyways, it was a great weekend. I'm really excited. I have a new person who I'm writing with. I'm in the same role I have been in the past, but there's a new person in the other seat, and she seems really cool, and as long as they don't overwhelm her with responsibilities, I think she'll do just great. And that's not to say that she can't handle being overwhelmed like that. It's more of like, they're running a little bit tight right now in terms of staffing, and there's opportunities there to be like, hey, we need you to do this as well. And it's like, whoa, that's too much for anybody. Like, that'd be too much for a superhero to take on. Let's not do that. But yeah, it's fun. I don't know, we'll see. But it's good. A nice, good, relaxing despite being up super early and stuff weekend. I don't know, there's something about Cycle Oregon that, despite it being like a lot of sometimes very challenging work, and very stressful work, it's very cathartic. I don't know, I love it. Anyways, talking about loving some work. Oh, I'm sorry, So I've gotten some comments of people saying that the mic picks up a lot of impacts to the desk and stuff, so I need to figure out a different mounting solution that it's not on the desk, or an isolation rig for it or something. So that's next on my list of things to improve, because I feel like lighting is decent, I feel like camera is decent. This I want to build a little shroud for, so you don't see the thing and it's not blown out, but it's low priority. And I also want to move it. Sorry, I just smacked the table again. But the microphone situation, I'm gonna fix it. I just gotta order some stuff. It's time to revisit the audio Yeah. Anyways, we're building the other half of the abomination today. So if you haven't been following along, this is the keyboard that I designed. Or at least, this is the right hand of the keyboard that I designed a week or so ago on stream. And I am actually building it out to be a functioning keyboard. So this is a handwired build. This is fully functional as is. Yeah, it's hilarious and awesome at the same time. So I'm building this out to, well, I printed it because I was like, okay, well, I've already gone this far, and 3D printing it is just, you know, push a button on my printer and wait a couple of hours. So it wasn't a big deal to print it. You know, 50 cents worth of plastic or something like that. And, but actually building it out to be functional has a purpose, not just for the lulz, because my intent with this build out of the handwire build here is to be able to pull this off here and put it into a different keyboard case, basically, to be able to go, okay, I'm going to take this out and stick it in this. Right, but whatever the next iteration of this is. Because I'm going to iterate, I'm going to build a keyboard, play with it, type on it, what do I hate about it, what do I love about it, make some modifications, print a new case, swap the handwire build into the new case, rinse, repeat until I've kind of reached the finished product that I want to have. And then I'll go actually build a PCB for it, get it printed, or get it run off, build it up, and have a functioning keyboard that I've designed from the ground up. And this was kind of the first iteration of that, hilariously. You know, I definitely have no hopes whatsoever. Not high hopes, not low hopes. I just have no hopes for this board. This is going to be terrible to type on, but it's going to be a good platform, or it's going to help me build the platform I need to finish designing, or to take the next steps here. So, it will be useful in that. Plus, it's just funny, I think. You know, I fully intend to leave switches and caps on this board and put it on the wall with the other museum pieces. So, yeah. What else was I gonna say about that? Yeah, so today, building the other half of it, and then I'll wire it up, and then I'm gonna do some monkey type tests on it, because I want to see just how comically bad it is to use this board. And I'm gonna use my normal keymap. I'm not gonna make any adjustments to the keymap to fit things like my horrible thumb keys on here, because otherwise I would move space to like inside here or to a combo or something like that. Nope, I need to be able to use my normal 34 key layout on whatever abomination I come up with, and this is the first of those. So that being said, let's go ahead and get started on the building here. So we've got 3 thumb keys that I broke off the other half of these. Hello, Jat. Goodbye, Jat. Thank you for stopping by. Enjoy your shopping time. Shopping, depending on what you're shopping for, can be fun or can be, oh my god, I want to go home. So I've got my thumbs from the other half. So really, I just need these top 3 by 5 here. So I'm gonna break that off, and hopefully I kind of bent it, but hopefully it's not permanent. Oh, well. Okay, so we're gonna have a little extra hand wiring that I'm gonna have to do today. These are really fragile little mouse bites. So I'm gonna have to connect those by hand. That's fine. Not a big deal. Just a couple of little extra pieces of wire. So this all needs diodes and sockets. So I'm going to do the diodes and the sockets on these. AKA the fun part of the build for watching. Okay, get my diodes out here. I'm going to need a few more, but I'm going to wait until I run out. Let's get some tweezers going here. We got a hot soldering iron and exhaust fan. Cool. And I also have music myself again today. I guess if the music breaks again in the future, I'll just reboot. Part of the problem, I think, is the audio capture driver I'm using is kind of fiddly. And the app for it kind of fiddly. And so updates will happen to the app or to the driver, and I'm not really even sure how to know if they're all correct or whatever. And so, yeah, rebooting sometimes just the easier way to do it. Gets you with a clean start. Clean slate on the audio drivers and stuff like that. Otherwise, the audio capture stuff works pretty well. I play a YouTube video in Safari, and that gets captured by the audio capture driver thing, and then gets sent out to all of y'all in the stream, and I also get to hear it. And that's a pretty cool thing. When it works great. When it doesn't work great. So. What the hell? Oh. Constantly knocking stuff on the floor here. It's because my arm rests on the table and captures whatever it sits on there. I also have a shiny new Cycle Oregon thermos. It's very fancy. And it's never had coffee in it, so it doesn't taste like vaguely like bad coffee. Like my other one does. Which now tastes fully like okay coffee. I shouldn't say bad coffee too loud. It's Nasa Familia. They're cool people, I just don't like their coffee. It's fine. I am way less picky about my coffee when it's Cycle Oregon time because... You know, 5 o'clock in the morning when I'm up for breakfast, it's like, okay, well, I could go grind my beans by hand and do all that stuff, or I could just get coffee out of the dispenser sitting over there. It's someone else made. And at 5 o'clock in the morning, I just want to have someone else make me coffee. And I'm very thankful that they are there. I was actually a little bit scared this time, because usually on Cycle Oregon events, this one's a little different, because it's smaller, they're trying out some different things for various purposes, like catering and stuff like that, but usually we have OK Corrals, or I think they're now called Incident Catering Services, doing all of the food for the event. And they've been working with us forever. They know our routine. They have coffee waiting for us at 5 o'clock in the morning for the early folks. They make coffee in these giant things. Basically, they have like big 25-gallon pots that they boil tons of water in, and then they have this filter that they attach to the spigot. Put some coffee in it and just run that coffee out through the filter and into the dispenser, and it's brilliant and awesome and makes decent coffee. But we don't have them this time. We just have Nossa, and Nossa is always with us on the rides, but they don't usually get started until later because they fire up the espresso machine and all that good stuff. But they're the primary source of coffee this time around, and I was worried that they might not be up and ready for us at 5, that we might have to go sans coffee, which would be devastating. But nope, they were up both mornings. They didn't have it quite ready right as we got there, but definitely ready before we left breakfast. And that's good enough for me, because I just, want to fill up my thermos and throw it in the truck. Get started with the day. I don't need that many more diodes. Whoops. Those. And then I need to do the thumbs real quick here. One of the things I love about working in my basement is occasionally I hear the cats running around upstairs. And it just makes me laugh a little bit. Because I always wonder what they're doing when I'm not home. And I'm not home. But, you know, they're not, I'm not there to cuddle with, basically. So, what do they do while I'm gone? Good morning, Lorenzo. Or I guess it's good evening for you, but whatever. I need 3 more sockets. 1, 2, 3. All right, so let's carefully break these apart. Yeah. Didn't do such a great job of it this time around. Oh no, wait, that was already broken. Okay, never mind. That column's already, these two columns are already split apart. There we go. So those are the columns and the thumb, and there's the case. The beautiful, beautiful, wonderful, amazing case. Okay. I'm gonna get switches. Get our pile of box jades. Whoops. Good enough. Why not? And if it's not good enough, we'll fix it. A little bit of solder on that one from when I was, I don't know, because I wouldn't have used these for putting Milmax sockets in because they're only 3-pin. I don't, whatever. There was solder on there for some reason. On that pin. Just a little bit, just a dab. Damn it. I keep bending that leg on that one, trying to put it in. So I think I'm going to take the other ones out real quick. Yeah, and I think I broke that one. So we'll just do it this way. Okay. I feel like doing 2 switches at a time on this is easier, but it also means I have to add an extra wire to each thing, so it's kind of like 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Which would I rather do? Okay, so that's all the little PCBs. So, for consistency, I'm going to follow the coloring scheme I accidentally on the other one. So, row 0, which is the top row, is going to get orange. Row 1 is blue. Row 2 is green. And row 3 is violet. And that, unlike the other side, is going to go through the whole board, because I'm doing it all in one shot. Okay. Find my wire. Actually, I'm going to put my diodes away. My bag of switches away. Just doing a little bit of cleanup. Okay. There's my real O wire. So I want row 0 to be orange. This is brown, so I'm not going to use that. Okay, I'm going to bring this around here and just cut off a big old chunk of all of these. So that's all I should need. Then I can put that away. Toss out these scraps. Boom. Okay. Okay. Orange, blue, green, and violet. So there's orange, blue, violet, and then green is a longer strand there. So we'll hold that off for a second. Oh, but I don't actually need violet. Well, I do. I don't need violet for in between these, because violet just gets one row or one pin to the controller. So I'm actually going to take violet out. And let me put green back. Okay. So I'm going to cut that length. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 to the controller. And the 1 to the controller. The green one, or the orange and blue are already cut to a length, so I'll just cut the green to that length. And we're good on that for the moment. Okay. So I'm going to do orange first. These are all wildly different lengths. Okay, well this one I'm going to go between the 2 index fingers. Row 0 is orange. Go ahead and solder these up real quick.
I suppose it did sound funny. I used to lie out on the beach, close my eyes, may there be a pretty girl lying on the sand next to me.
All right, so we got that row on there. Let's go ahead and test it. Yep, there it is. Okay, we've got continuity all the way across. Good. Next row. Blue. Music die? Yes. Music died. There. Music's back. Whoops. Little bridge here. Let's see if we can get this cleaned up a little bit. Just a little dab of flux. There we go. Okay. Get our meter back out. Do a little continuity. Oh. Nobody told me I was wiring across the bottom. Y'all are supposed to be double checking my work, you know? Come on, what's slack it. I'm gonna take it out of your paycheck. That's one of the things we often joke about on Cycle Oregon, because most of us are volunteers. We joke about, oh, you do a good job and you get a 20% pay raise. You do a bad job, they take it out of your paycheck. The joke being that none of us makes any money because we're all there doing work for free. Although I will say I get plenty of value out of working Cycle Oregon. Not monetary by any stretch, although you could argue that the week of Cycle Oregon is actually a net positive cash flow for me because I don't spend so much other money that I would normally spend. Because all of my food and entertainment and all of my needs are taken care of for the week, which is quite nice. But I get a lot of fun out of it. Sometimes it's type 2 fun. It's a lot of hard work. But when I've been employed in the past and doing it, I'm like, I get finished with the week and I'm just like, wait a minute. You know how many times I've thought about work in the last week? 0. Not even once. So, better than any other vacation I can take, Cycle Oregon, working that event on the full week just totally disconnects me from my problems, from work, from anything. It's beautiful. Of course, then once I'm done, I'm like, I'm exhausted. I need a vacation. But I at least haven't thought about work. Of course, this time around, I'm not thinking about work because I don't have a job. And I'm also not working the whole week because there's no whole week to work. It's just 2 weekends separated by a week. And I thought about, I could have stayed out there the whole week because the campground, I mean, we have the whole campground for the whole week. There are a lot of riders and stuff who are staying out there, some volunteers. Just using that as a base camp to go do other stuff in the area. But I was like, I might be kind of bored. And then, what are my stream followers gonna do with me out of town for a week? Because I did not have enough cell service or internet connectivity to do streams or anything like that. Not by a long shot. It was weird, the strange, unexpected places I had cell service. We're at a rest stop that's like 10 miles up a gravel road that a motorcycle would have a hard time fitting down. And I've got full bars. But sitting in the camp, or sitting in town, staring at a cell phone tower, because there's a cell phone tower, very conspicuous cell phone tower up on the hill that I can see. No reception. I'm like, that must be a Verizon tower. And I am effectively T-Mobile. With Google Fi. One more strand of green over here. So we need to bring one over here for the thumb. No, the thumb is its own row. Well, we need one then for the controller for each row. Okay. So something I've been getting into a little bit lately is, or stumbled on lately, is on YouTube. There are these things. They're like demolition derby type races. And if you're not familiar with what a demolition derby is, a demolition derby is where you take a bunch of cars that, you know, someone probably paid $50 to get rid of, and you get them running just a bit. Like, they just barely have to run, but, you know, you want them to run a little bit. And you take them, and you get a bunch of them, and you smash them into each other until they all stop running. And whoever is the last one moving is the winner of the demolition derby. It's good fun. It's really good fun. Well, to spice things up, there are a bunch of different types of races like that. And I've been, like, falling into that rabbit hole of them on YouTube. And one of them is called the Figure 8 Trailer Race. So what it is a figure 8 track, which means they cross in the middle. So you've got cars coming from two different directions that are crossing in the middle, and they hit each other. That's part of the fun, is taking that gamble on, do I go for it and maybe get hit, or maybe hit somebody, or do I wait but then they catch up, or, you know, there's a lot of strategy involved there. But the figure eight trailer race adds an extra element in that you are pulling a trailer. And the trailer is in about as good a condition as the car. So, you know, there are varying types of trailers people have. Some people just have an empty boat trailer. Some people have an empty or not empty boat trailer. There's actually a boat on it. A lot of people pull around travel trailers and what the UK they would call caravans, which I'm sure this would actually be a pretty popular event in the UK because people complain so much about caravans. And then there's probably just lots of dead caravans laying around to use as fodder. But there was a there was a dead trailer with the wheels ripped off and everything, parked on the side of the road that someone had written 420 on and spray paint and all this stuff. And on the cue sheets, so the cue sheets that we have for Cycle Oregon, they have a line number so we can kind of say where we are, and that's a way we can communicate to everybody where we are. So if I say I'm at line 42, then the people in the ambulances know where line 42 is and they can get rolling in that direction, that sort of thing. So the lines are generally things that are easy to pick out, like a mile marker or a green mailbox on the left if it's a particularly green mailbox or something like that. Like, they don't have to be unique, but they just have to be something you can go like, okay, and that's a milestone, and that's a milestone. So this trailer was one of those lines, and there are two funny things about it. One, I thought it would make a great trailer for the figure eight trailer race because you just throw some wheels on it, and just enough wheels on it to get it out onto the track, because it has to roll to get onto the track. But once it's not on the track, once it's on the track, it just has to stay attached to your vehicle. And has to be above a certain length, I think. It's like 3 feet. So you can't just like drag a chain and say, look, I've got a trailer. It's like, no. You gotta have something of substance, but it doesn't have to roll. So you just throw some wheels on there and just drag it out there if you have to. But the other thing is, so on Cycle Oregon events, we have this thing called Office, which is kind of a central meeting point for staff and volunteers and stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff in there. There's a lot of communication stuff in there. Some of the staff from time to time sleep overnight in there if it's busy and they can't get back to their hotel or something, It's just kind of and it's air conditioned, so people will go in there if they're working on the site all day and they're like, I need to hang out. I don't know. It's just kind of it's office, but it's an RV. We get an RV, we rent an RV they donate it to us, but an RV that we use for it. So on the cue sheets, it was actually marked as backup office RV, and I thought that was hilarious. Because that would be funny. We roll up and we're like, oh, well, that's office this year. We had some budget cuts. So we've got this RV this trailer we found dead on the side of the road. Okay, what else do I have to do here? So I've got 1, 2, 3 columns to fix here. I've got to get column wires to all these columns, and then 3 wires down to that. So let's get cracking. So I do need one more here. I need a violet. Let me finish the rows. Finish your thought, kitchen. Don't move on to the next thing until you finish the thing you're working on. So I do need one for the row here for the thumbs. But if you haven't seen them, these figure eight trailer races are just hilarious. Because it's by the end of the race, there's just debris everywhere on the track. Yeah, and some of these cars, the first hit, they blow their radiator and they're out for the race. And I mean, it's just comical. It's carnage. But they also have figure eight, or not figure eight, but there's usually figure eight varieties of them. Um, but there's a boat race, which is the same thing as a trailer race, except you're dragging a boat instead of a trailer. And it's not a boat on a trailer, it's a boat on the ground. Sometimes people have jet skis, sometimes people have 30-foot cruisers. It just depends on what they could find for, I mean, you're not going to want to pay a lot of money for this boat because it's probably not going to. Well, you want to find a boat that probably isn't seaworthy anyways, because if the vessel is intact, you can pretty much make a boat out of a boat. But if it actually won't float anymore, then, that's a little harder. But they certainly will not float after you're done, because if you've done it correctly, there's very little boat left. Very little that you could look at and go, that's a boat. Very little you could look at and go, that was once part of a boat. It's just, like, imagine taking a boat and sticking it through a garbage disposal in the sink. That's what it kind of looks like when it comes out. But the idea there is, of course, you drive until you can't drive anymore because your vehicle broke down or your boat is gone. And so a lot of times what happens is near the end, because at first it's just try to make it around the track without dying, because it's just utter chaos. And then once you get down to the last few, it becomes like, okay, now I got to run over this person's boat. And you just try to get on top of it, because really what you're trying to do is get on top of the frame such that you break the chain that's holding it to the vehicle, is what it looks like. That's funny. I've got two different of these and they're different. But that's also funny because I'm done with those. Okay. But it's just chaos. It looks like a hell of a good time. So I don't remember. Are the columns outer to inner? Yes, because call 0 is the 6th column we don't have. Okay, and so I don't actually need. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to wire up the columns to each other, and then I'll wire it up to the controller, because I actually want to wire the rows onto the controller before I start on the columns. And I didn't strip that end of that cable. So we need violet. Oh, that was not the greatest color choice, but okay. So we need violet for the column here. This inner one. And then we need a teeny little jumper across here. Okay. Oh wait, but I do need. Okay, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. I do need to keep one of the row colorless because I need to know which pins they go to on the controller. So that one's done. So the next one, column 4 is blue. So we need blue here to here and here to here. Okay. Okay. Okay, yellow is next. So we need a short wire for the little there, and then a longer one for column connection. Oh, come on. Okay, so that's all the columns wired together. Now I just need to add column connections to the controller and pour a bunch of water down my face. Okay. Ah. I'm gonna check continuity here real quick. Just to make sure everything's good. Okay. All right, everything's good so far. So I am actually going to, well, okay, first things first, flash the controller. Because as always, if it flashes, it's probably going to work forever. Alright, successful flash, we're good. Okay, so 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's on the left-hand side here, 4, 5, 6, 7. And let me just see on the other one. Okay, I came at it from the bottom. 4, 5, 6, 7. Columns on the right, on the left. Okay. How did I screw that up? How did I screw that up? I know how I screwed it up, but it's still comical. So all these colors are all wrong. Violet? Where the hell did that come from? Okay. So I've got... Row 0 is supposed to be orange. Row 1 is supposed to be yellow, not green. And blue is supposed to be row 3, which is the bottom. Blue is... Yeah, I just massively... Wow. I don't even know what I was thinking here. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. This is the right one. It's still wrong. Orange, blue, green, violet. This is all wrong. Orange, blue, green, violet. So violet is correct down here. People trust me to build keyboards for them? I don't understand it. Okay. This way for a second. Where's my tweezers? Buried under the other half of the keyboard. Okay, so orange, blue, green, violet. Orange, top row. There. Excuse me. Okay, orange, blue. green. Violet. Alright, I need to drink of water real quick. Okay. That's better. So 4, 5, 6, 7 on the controller from the back. And let's get out our handy dandy. Helping hand tool. And I'm going to put just a tiny little bit of right there. Excuse me. Okay. Okay, sorry, I'm going to move you all around a little bit, just a bit here. Okay. Orange, blue. Green. Violet. Ah, you jerk. Okay. Okay. Four, five, six, seven. All right. So that is the rows line wired up. Let's do the column wiring now and get this out of here before I get confused again. So for column wires, I need red, orange, yellow, blue, violet. So we've got red here, yellow here, violet here, so I just need a little bit of blue and orange. So I'm just going to cut these all to roughly the same length. No, violet's more a purple. Like by itself, I would call this violet purple. But the reason I'm calling it violet is because red, orange, yellow, green, blue. You might be thinking of indigo is more like blue, but then violet is purple. So you got your Roy G. Biv, which is your standard color chart thing. Okay, and I'm going to go in the middle of all of these. Put a little turn in there. Oh, that didn't work the way I wanted it, but that's okay. Well, there isn't purple on the rainbows, and because purple is a mixture of red and blue, opposite ends of the spectrum. But there is violet. But I'm not talking even rainbow colors. To me, this is purple. Like, if you were to show me that wire and ask me what color it was, I'd say purple. So, it's purple. Hollow Knight. Oh, is that a game? I think. That's what makes purple so magical. Hollow Knight is? Only exists in our minds. Yep. Nice. Did you stream on Twitch? I would say link your channel, but I don't think that works right now because of YouTube. I don't know why it doesn't work. But feel free to attempt it. In fact, I encourage you to attempt to link your channel. What kind of game is Hollow Knight? Like, what genre? And more importantly, does it run on either the PS4 or an M1 Mac? Because those are the... Well, I guess, and the Switch, because I have a Switch too. I always forget about the Switch. And I have a Super NT, so I can play Super Nintendo games. And I have an iPad. Okay, fine. I have a bunch of different things that can run games. What platform? Yeah, it didn't link. Sorry. I don't get it. I don't even see it as like a pending moderation link or anything like that. It just doesn't show up at all. Metroidvania runs on PS4 and the Switch. Okay. So it's a 2D side-scrolling platformer kind of thing? Because Metroidvania is like Metroid and Castlevania combined, right? And Castlevania, those were both originally 2D side-scrolling platformers. Or I guess just 2D platformer. Side-scroll doesn't even... Sweet. I may have to check that out. Maybe bonus stream, I play it on my M1 Mac. Probably not. It probably doesn't work on the Mac. Oh, attack, is that one of the defining characteristics? Okay. So we have our cables, our columns lined up, wired up. Alright, so it goes to A2, A1, A0. Yeah, if you check it on Wikipedia, it'll say what platforms. Or if you look at the Steam thing, I'm assuming you got it on Steam. Alright. Alright, I'm stopping right here. I almost wired these up backward. Okay. Violet goes into I4. Okay. Or maybe that's not I4, that's 14. Either way. I play Borderlands 2 on my M1 Mac. There are a lot of games that work just fine on it, even with Rosetta mode. There are a few games that have come out with native versions, and I doubt they're going to drop Rosetta for a good while. It's going to be at least 3... Very similar to Super Metroid. Okay. In terms of gameplay. You know, and I hate to be that... I hate to give y'all more reasons to take away my nerd card. But, I never played Super Metroid. I played Metroid Prime on the GameCube, and I loved it. It was awesome. That's the only Metroid game I've played. I mean, Borderlands 2 is not a particularly intensive game. I can't run it at full settings, but I can run it at half settings. Or I guess it's quarter settings. Resolution-wise. Of course, I don't expect many computers, to be honest, to be able to drive 5K resolution at any reasonable frame rate. Sword. Oh. Okay. What is this game called again? Hollow Knight. Okay, let me just pull this up real quick. Oh, updating Steam. It's funny because earlier it asked me if it wanted me to update and restart, and I said yes. And it doesn't seem to have done that. Hollow Knight. Let's see. M1 Mac Hollow Knight. Just Google real quick. Okay, yeah. According to the internet, yes, it works via Rosetta 2. So, oh, that's a soundtrack. Okay. Whoops. I don't want to pay with PayPal. Go back. Pay Visa. Card number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, Hollow Knight is downloading, and I will play it after the stream. Thanks for the recommendation. Steam quit unexpectedly. Oh dear. I will endeavor to have a lot of fun. That it did. Okay. Whoops. Apparently downloading a bunch of video game kills my upload. So YouTube is whining. Build is going good. I just put the last column on. So all I need to do now is wire up the TRRS and test that it all works. So I've got my little wiring diagram for the TRRS. So I've got RX1, which is over there, ground VCC, got colors for it. So we've got yellow, black, and I didn't have enough red last time. Now I don't have enough blue. So we're gonna make things all nice and consistent. Yellow, black, and red on this one. And once the TRS jack is on, we get to plug it all in, and then the grand event, or the main event, monkey type on the abomination. I should get stickers made up or something made up for my tweet that says one of these keyboards was designed and built by a 13-year-old and the other by a 39-year-old software engineer, and have the abomination and the Aho Corre. Okay, my TRS jack was over here. I don't know where it went, but that's okay, because I have plenty more of them. It'll probably surface at some point anyways. Okay. So, turn it around. So we've got data, ground, VCC, and nothing. So yellow is data. I'm gonna try just a tiny bit of flux in here, just to see if I can get it to stick on the first try. Big old glob of solder. Okay, and there's the TRS jack. So, in theory, all the soldering is done on this entire board. So let's plug it in and see if we let the smoke out. Whoops. No magic smoke. it types. Alright, now what we do is we need to make an incision. We're gonna do some high precision. Oh, whoops. I don't know when that happened, but sorry about that. Do a high precision surgical procedure here. Do another one over here. You know what? That's actually like the perfect size hole for this. Just about. I don't recommend you actually do this. It's probably not great for your soldering iron tips. And probably not great for your lungs. But that smell of burning PLA, it's kind of a nice little smell. Okay, well that's certainly not long enough. Okay, we're just gonna do it this way. We're gonna just cut a hole through the entire case here. Okay. I am gonna clean this up just a little bit. I mean, I figure the worst case scenario is I print another one of these cases up, so. I can just kind of hack away at it. Oh, you're gonna miss the typing test, Lorenzo. Have a good one. Oh, you know what? This might not actually be a TRS to TRS. Like, it might not be a straight through cable. This is, I found it in my ham radio equipment box. This is a cable for connecting my radio to a little box that allows me to connect to it with Bluetooth, and send data over the radio waves. Actually, it is TRS to TRS, now that I think of it. It's not a programming cable. Okay. You know what? I think this is wired wrong. No. On this side, blue is data. Okay, okay. No, that's fine. It's correct. Just not consistent. Alright, well, we've got power on both sides. Can I type my name? No. Why not? Okay, I can type some things. Top row is not consistently working. I think I have a break in here somewhere. All right. So I'm actually thinking I might want to redo this with heavier gauge wire, because I keep breaking. Yeah, so for whatever reason, there's no continuity across this bridge here. And I feel like every time I swap the board out, it's going to be just more of that. So, but hey, this is all experimenting. So maybe this will stay fully built. And this will remain a fully functional keyboard for all time. Okay, there's connectivity all the way across, continuity all the way across now. Let's flip this back over. Try typing again. Nope, that's the wrong button. Come on. There. Hey, look at that. I typed my name on the abomination. Okay. So now, let's get a little bit of some caps on this. Then we're going to do some monkey typing. Okay, monkey type, here we come. At long last. Let's get Safari going up here. Monkey type. Okie doke. Make it visible. We'll put it in the middle, or we'll put it up here. And I would love to get the whole keyboard in frame. I would love to get the whole keyboard in frame. He leaves it at that. Okay. Let me find my home position. Oh, man. Okay. Oh, that switch doesn't work. It's probably just not in the... Why doesn't that switch work? Okay. We're gonna go over here. QMK configurator. Test keyboard inputs. That key doesn't work. That key does. Okay, so this doesn't work, but these two do now? Okay. This key doesn't work because the pin is bent over. Take the cap off here real quick. Bent leg again. And I'm actually going to switch to a different switch here. One that's not bent. Because once it's bent, it wants to bend again, and it's just a pain. Okay. Okay. Space and backspace. Those are our important keys here. So let's reload that. Layer to navigate there. Tab, enter. Well, we'll just refresh. Reload. Okay. That thumb is, those thumbs are so far away. Okay, and I'm going to change the type here. I'm going to change it instead of time. It's going to be words. And we're going to do 50 words. We're going to see how long that takes. S is way over here. Okay. I also don't have homing keys, which isn't helping anything. 22 words a minute. Oh, well. 22 words a minute. Oh, okay. Beautiful. Best keyboard I've ever had the pleasure of interacting with. Perfect in every conceivable fashion. Okay. Well. So now what I need to do is figure out what I'm going to do for the bottom of this, because that's too fragile as is. Just because the wire's hanging out and stuff like that. So... Oh, that's fun. That's super fun. Okay. I am done trying to type on this thing at any reasonable speed. It's just too hard. It's just not... It's just... It's just not the keyboard for me. But at the same time, it is the keyboard for me, because I feel like... Because like I said before, I love meme keyboards. And in so many ways, this is a meme keyboard because it was actually me trying to be moderately serious at designing and building a keyboard and just failing at that. I mean, I successfully designed a keyboard. But, you know, that's, it is technically a keyboard. There are keys. It has, you know, you can type with it. Anyways, I think that's it for me today. I have been running on fumes anyways, because just I was tired after this weekend. Even 2 days is enough to kind of take it out of me, but definitely tired today. But I'm gonna call it a day, or call it a stream. I am gonna do some more stuff today, of course, but just not streaming wise. I'm gonna go play some what was it, Knights, Black Knight, Hollow Knight. I'll play some of that here in a little bit. Maybe a little bonus stream. I doubt it. Maybe I'll try to... Maybe I'll beta test Twitch and stream some Hollow Knight. Because I am kind of thinking about switching over to Twitch. Because YouTube is great and all, but I just feel like Twitch is probably the better choice. Based on nothing other than... I'll probably get more viewers over there. People will be... and I do... So, not based on nothing. The other thing it's based on is I do like the idea of... I just say, hi, my Twitch channel is twitch.tv/keyboardkitchen. And that's it. And there you go. Do you want to watch my stream? Go on live at twitch.tv/keyboardkitchen. With YouTube, I have to give you a specific link to the stream, or you go to my channel and then you have to like dig in there to find what. It's just no. I think I like that better on Twitch. So. And then I don't have to like... With YouTube, I feel like I have to do all this work to like schedule a stream. And Twitch, I just say I stream Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, 11 to 2, and it's just there. I don't know. So maybe I'll play around with Twitch this afternoon. We can hang out and shoot the shit. But for now, I'm gonna call it a stream. I'll be back on Wednesday with Wednesday, I'm going to build the Arch to the Adux by Tappy. It's not going to be a super long build. But I'm going to build it, I'm going to try it, and then I'm going to try to pull up whatever files or whatever I can to try to get ready to make modifications to it. Because, like I said before, I think this is kind of the base I want to work from and play around with things like, okay, we'll just spread it out a little, spread the fingers out a little bit, or move the pinkies, and then also eventually get this into a unibody form factor. So start with the Adux, because the build itself won't take long, and then I can use the keyboard while I'm figuring out what I want to change about it, right? While I'm figuring out how to go about changing that stuff. So that'll be kind of fun. So I'll build that on Wednesday. Again, no stream Saturday because I am going to be working the second weekend of the Cycle Oregon Thai Valley Rally. And then be back to a normal streaming schedule the following week. And yeah. See you Wednesday.